It has been a little while since the incident that I'm about to describe happened when I was ghosted in the weirdest way. And it's really a story worth telling, I think. And now that I'm pretty sure it's been at least a year, maybe longer, maybe a year and a half. I can't check or verify because all of my communication with this person is on an Instagram page that I no longer have because I've been booted from Instagram several times. Just when they discovered that it was me, they kicked me out, kicked me off again. But I keep coming back on. So this was a guy who'd been in touch uh, uh, sporadically here and there, and we'd even met up one time. Um, and he's uh, a charming fellow. I'm not going to say anything about his. I don't want to. I don't want to give too much away because I don't want there to be a profiling of this person because it's not about finding out who this person is or anything like that. I don't want this to be about that. It's not that I'm protecting his identity or anything, but I'll just say he's of a of an exotic ethnicity, and but he was sort of hanging around in alt right, dissident right circles with even like in communication with white nationalist types, and friendly to uh, a lot of ideas that are expressed in our when I say our, I mean the dissident rights realm of whatever of I guess mostly the internet because that's where we are. Mostly we're online. This guy was not a stranger to me. I had been in touch with him. He had, it was mostly through through communication via social media or maybe sometimes email. But I had some kind of I'd had a certain number of dealings with him. Um, so one time he just came up and started proposing this idea to me, and he said, I've got my home country, which again I'm not going to identify what that country is, but he said that I would I think it really needs to be uh, it needs to be written about somebody who is articulate like you, and who's good at painting pictures and interviewing people and coming up to and drawing conclusions about things and asking questions about things in a compelling way, like you, Andy. And again, this is my summary of what he was saying, but he was gassing me up, basically, basically saying, I'm talking about how much he liked me as a writer, and saying, he really wanted to bring me on to do this thing where I travel to his home country at his expense. I stay places at in his home country at his expense. So he's paying for everything, and that's the proposal. And he's putting it all out there on the table. He's paying for everything, and my task is just to write about my experiences. And in a way, this is like what he's describing is a dream job for me. It's like I've wanted to be. I wanted to do travel writing. I wanted to travel more. And there are certain places I've wanted to travel in the world, which include this particular country. Places that I find interesting, but that I've never been to. Um, and so yeah, so he was saying all this stuff, and it kind of came out of nowhere, and I was a little bewildered, but I was also flattered. and I also thought he was sincere because everything, he had, all of his communication with me up to this point seemed sincere. So I thought, man, this is okay. This is real. This is happening. Okay, let's do. I said, all right, well, fine, let's do it. But I mean, nothing was nailed down as far as time frame or, things still needed to be worked out as far as that goes. But what the impression I was given was that he would fund the whole enterprise, and I could travel and stay in relative luxury. Not that luxury means much to me, but in certain countries, there is a difference. In certain parts of the world, there is a difference between there's a difference between what it means to stay in abject conditions in a first world country and in abject conditions in a third world country. All right. I don't think I need to be more descriptive than that. I think you catch my drift. But the impression I had was that he would take care of me, and financially speaking, financially he would front the entire bill, and I would just be able to go where I wanted to go and see things that I wanted to see and write about it. That was the important thing. He wanted my authorial voice writing about his home country. So I was excited. Of course, no contract had been signed. Nothing was definite. But he had put the proposal out there, and I had said, yeah, okay, let's do it. Not without a certain degree of apprehension, but also basically ready to go, ready to make it work. And then, zoom, he's gone. He's gone, daddy gone. It's like, okay, a day passes, a couple days pass. Like maybe a week passes, and then I write to him saying, well, how are things going? Can you give me a progress report? Can you give me an update? Nothing. I never hear from him again. I never hear from him again. Now I've heard of supposedly what actually this is what gave me the incentive to record this video was that I saw something on Instagram where it was this guy it was like what dudes say before they ghost you, and it was this good-looking guy showing himself like being all charming and going up like saying things to a girl like, I really feel comfortable around you, and how many children do you want to have, and I'm starting to think about things differently when I'm with you. I feel like I could tell you anything. In other words, giving her all these indications that he's that he's gonna propose, and they're gonna, and of course he's a really good-looking guy, so women are suckers for like the top 1% who are extremely good-looking, and then when they get ghosted, they say, men, you're all the same, all you men, you just play with our hearts, you're such sociopaths, how dare you play with our hearts like this. And it's actually just it's the men that they pay attention to. It's the tiny percentage of men who they pay attention to, who jerk them around like this. I guess I'd sort of thought that these kind of men just talk them into going to bed with them, and then take off. And not that they do all these manipulation tactics of making her think, make her think that you're the one, or that she's the one, and all that kind of stuff. Although it makes sense that guys would get off on that kind of power trip the same way that women do, the same way that a certain subset of women, I should say, do. And it's I could remember also, since the other day I was talking about getting job offers, or getting a job offer that was really good out of the blue, and not knowing exactly how or why I got it. But there was also, I also remember a time when it looked like the interview went really well. Like, I hit it off with the interviewer. I thought I said all the right things, and she was sort of indicating, well, when you start, it'll be blah 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 blah, and we'll just get back to you. And I had the feeling after I left the office that day, that left the office at this particular person who was who would have been my boss at this particular job. I got the impression that it was all just a formality, that I'd pretty much nailed it, and then I just didn't hear anything from them again. So something must have happened. This was before I was like online at all, or this was when I was barely online, and it was before people really checked to see, oh, did this person go online and express opinions that might hurt our company, or it was before any of that. So I don't know. It wasn't that. But I don't know what it was. But that was just as bewildering a moment as getting ghosted by this this charming man of foreign extraction who was trying to get me to write travel literature for him, to become the Bill Bryson of this particular well-known country, which again I still don't want to identify. Though you got to know by now what the country is, don't you? You got to know. But anyway, yeah, that's just so, it's so weird that happened, and I don't know what this guy got out of it. Like, I'm gonna play with Andy's heart. I know he wants to try. Like, I don't know how he knew that I wanted to be a travel writer. If I could afford it, or if I were given, because I can't. I'm not independently wealthy. I can't just travel all over the world on my own dime. But but if I were working for a company that fronted the bill, then I think it'd be a lot of fun. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe if I worked for Condé Nast or one of those mainstream or corporate travel magazines, maybe it would be a hassle. But it's not like a choice. It's a choice I even have to make, right? Because I know I'm toxic to anybody mainstream. I know that I would never get hired by any of them. But I thought it was going to work in this case, and it wasn't exactly a job, but it was something that I would be able to do. That would be a lot of fun. But it was also a lot to take in. So part of me was relieved that I got ghosted, but it was really strange, and I did not tell a soul afterwards, just because I don't know. I just wanted to put it behind me. I didn't want it. I thought that was like the predictable thing to do, was to go and fetch about it to somebody. And I realized that I didn't really care that much, but now that it was behind me. It was unfortunate that it took that route, but I was okay that it did. Um, so I made peace with it. But anyway, I wanted to share it with y'all, and just goes to show you that getting ghosted, what's called getting ghosted now, getting rejected, getting super enticed, getting seduced into thinking something was going to happen and then having the rug yanked from under you. Having some Lothario, some smooth talking Lothario, whisper wanton words in your ear, and you swoon and give in to his charms, and the next day he's gone. He's gone. He's never to return. I mean, but with the Lothario, he got something from you. In this case, I don't know what this guy got from me. We were not. It was not that kind of a deal. It was not that kind of a relationship, needless to say. So all that he got from me was that he tricked me into thinking that he was going to front the bill for a really cool travel job, and then vanished on me. Took off. One of those things, I guess.